Financial Officer. On to Commodity Corner then. Manisha Gupta is joining in now. Manisha, good afternoon.
Thank you for that, Hormuz. And joining us on the show now is Peter McGuire. He's CEO at Exim Australia. Peter, hi, good to have you. And what a week this has been. And the US inflation data yesterday is something that really seems to be making up minds now and putting in that probability higher, really, of a first interest rate cut coming in for September. How have you read various data and, of course, Powell testimonies, a couple of them that we saw in this week, and its impact on precious metals?
Well, good afternoon, Manisha. I think a couple of things. First off, I think it's taken everyone by a little bit of a wake up that it is going to actually materialise. And I think that was the big point. Are we going to see a September rate cut? And that's where it all seems to be very much penciled in with probably about an 80% probability. It pushed precious metals well up and gold's had a really nice uptick. I noticed silver also back through 31. It's sitting the best part of 31.07. So it's quite strong. And I think there's going to be further upside yet because this all needs to work through the market. And CPI seems to be a little bit more under control, which is going to be a good point as far as gold and precious.
Peter, what is the kind of price view that you would have going forward from here? Because various banks and brokerages are putting it anywhere between 2,400 to 2,700 until the first half of 2025.
You can even be more bullish than that, Manisha, because many are coming out there and they're also saying that 3,000 could be taken. I'm not going to go that far out, but I feel as though that we've got the best part of 5.5 months to run till end of year, and you've got a lot of movement over that time. You've got geopolitical concerns, you've got, of course, interest rates starting to be cut, and central banks will be following suit. So all of that needs to work through, and I feel as though in the fourth quarter, it's going to be far more dynamic than the rest of this quarter leading in. So we've still got 6 weeks or 7 weeks to go for this quarter, and I think the fourth quarter is really going to be showtime.
And I remember, Peter, our last conversation when you said you're more, bullish on silver rather than gold. Are you still holding on to that? And while we are holding above $30 an ounce, where do you see these prices heading?
So first, Manisha, yes, I am. I'm far more bullish on silver. I feel as though that they're, under investment over the last decade or more across that whole sector. So there's the first part, and the second, and huge demand. And secondly, I feel as though that's probably 35 has got to be the first bus stop, and it could go well up to, over 40, I think, in the short run. I'd say probably over the next 3 months. Where it runs after that, I've just got to see what happens with gold and geopolitically, because I think we're in for some really exciting times again for that precious metal market.
Peter, it also has been a good week and a good previous month as well when it comes to the crude oil prices, with most people now betting on higher prices for this quarter. Well, whether it's about the US demand that really seems to be picking up on ground and the jet fuel demand as well, the geopolitics, the hurricane, the rate cut expectations, all of that clearly seems to be on the supporting side.
Absolutely, Manisha. I mean, you can't get a plane anywhere. I've just been traveling and you're on standby. It's just incredible. There's just no seats. So everyone's traveling. There's the first part. So the demand is very, very strong. Secondly, as you mentioned, as far as hurricane season, we're yet to really kick off. But that is traditionally, that midpoint as far as July is really the starting gate. And it's the middle of the season is always about the 11th or 12th of September. So we're a fair way to run 2 months, and that's only the midpoint. So, yes, I think crude will end up a fair bit higher than where we are at the moment, but it's very choppy, but it's still, fairly strong considering where we were January 1 to where we are today.
Oh, absolutely. And do you see higher prices? Do you see a possibility of 90 coming anytime soon?
Yeah, you're not far short. I mean, you're looking at the best part of Brent. You're still at that, 85, 86 sort of handle. So I think it's got the potential, Manisha, to be certainly up near 90 very, very quickly. I'd say by month end. I'm pretty confident in that because I think that it's a genuine uplift at the moment. US dollars coming off. It's sitting at that 104.40, 104.50 US dollar index on the screen. I'm just looking at it now. So that seems to be the sort of momentum. US dollar softer. That'll all have to work through. Rates down, dollar down, and commodities will go on a run.
Oh, yes, they are. And since you did speak about dollar index and we've seen quite a decline onto that one, do you see further weakness onto this one continue?
Yeah, I think I won't be surprised under 104 by the end of the month. It's at 104.40 at the moment, 104.50 on your screen. So I think there's every chance it could be well and truly under 104. It just seems to be that downdraft is starting to really kick in. And Yeah, I think that's the general mood at the moment. Softer dollar, and we'll just have to see how that runs for the rest of the next couple of weeks up until August 1.
All right, Peter, thank you so much for joining in, sharing with us your views on the commodities and the road ahead for a lot of them. Manisha, thanks a lot for joining in as well. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Halftime Report from Manisha, Ekta, me and the team that put this show together. Thank you so much for watching. Halftime Business Lunch takes the action forward.